Last year, WNBA players were doing everything in their power to get rid of Caitlin Clark. These minimum wage earners, they did not want to be rescued by the Great White Hope. This year, WNBA players have gotten exactly what they wanted. Caitlin Clark has essentially missed the entire season, and the WNBA has suffered the consequences.
The entire WNBA is in a frenzy over what Caitlin Clark eventually said in an intense confrontation with Sue Bird. However, it seems to me that Steph and I have always done that.
I think that's even been something like me and Steph have always talk about when we go and watch film, and even that New York game where I played really, really well. Obviously scored a lot of points. I think I had 9 assists or 10 assists that game. This last game this year. I started the fourth quarter off with 3 turnovers in a row or 2 turnovers in a row, and Steph yanked me, and she was like this is a learning moment. You got to be able to yes, maybe it could have been there. Maybe you could have thrown a little bit better of a pass. Maybe they could have caught it, but do we need that in this moment? No.
Right.
And then she subbed me back in, and there was a play where I kind of got a steal, and we're going in transition, and Kelsey Mitchell just takes off down the middle of the floor, and so there's 2 people kind of by her, and I literally go to grab the ball, and then I just dribble out, and I literally just start smiling so big, and I look at Steph, and I told her after the game,
that better be on film.
Yeah, I'm you don't understand how hard it was for me to not throw it.
This is an honest, unvarnished glimpse of the struggles she has been facing behind the scenes. Clark's narrative is more than simply his rehabilitation. It also includes his painful setbacks and his criticism of the league. It's about strength, pressure, and the struggle to keep the game's biggest star safe. Caitlin Clark was expected to become a superstar during her debut season. Rather, it turned into a stop-and-go slog that put her emotional, mental, and physical limits.
I know you want to be out there.
Definitely been hard.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go to every road game no matter what, whether I'm playing or not. It's hard because obviously I do feel this responsibility of being out there and playing, and not that I think there's a fear of any of this ever going away. That doesn't happen when LeBron or Steph get hurt. They're always gonna be there.
You'll be back.
Yeah, exactly.
Before she could even find her rhythm, she was sidelined. Caitlin Clark will miss at least 2 weeks with a left quad strain. Wednesday's game at the Mystics will be the first game she's ever missed, college or pro. Here, she was out from May 28th until June 10th due to that injury. She had already played 5 games before her WNBA career officially started. Playing well and feeling confident until the next setback, she battled her way back. She missed 4 more games throughout the regular season due to a left groin issue. Caitlin Clark will regrettably miss her 2nd consecutive game.
Unfortunately, Caitlin Clark will miss her 2nd straight game due to a left groin injury. Clark missed last night's game against the Los Angeles Sparks in Cambridge Fieldhouse with the same issue. There's no official word on the severity of the injury, but the team said that they would be taking it day to day. This will be the 7th game Clark has been sidelined for this season.
In addition, the Commissioner Cup final will take place from June 26th to July 5th, and catastrophe struck once more right when she believed the worst was past. This time on July 15th, I injured my right groin. ESPN reports something new this morning.
New this morning, ESPN is reporting that Caitlin Clark has injured her groin for the 2nd time this season. Clark left last night's game in the final minute, holding back tears after grabbing at her leg. She just returned back to WNBA action after missing 9 games for 2 other leg injuries. Despite the apparent injury, Clark racked up 14 points and made 4 of 14 shots.
That was the tipping point, the endurance, the hope, the conviction that she could persevere. Everything was put to the test. According to Clark, the mental toll was unlike anything she had ever encountered. She has never missed a game in college because of an injury. However, without the advantage of a training camp, she was thrown into Game 30 and had to put her trust in a body that kept failing her.
You do want to play. You want to give people something to cheer about or scream about, or, people spend so much time and money and resources to come and watch you play. And it's been cool to see people continue to show up, and for my teammates, whether they're fans of the Fever or just fans of myself, they're continuing to show up and support. And
the same worry accompanied each comeback. Would it occur once more? The discomfort wasn't limited to the body. Clark was very aware of the impact her absence would have on the WNBA. The Indiana Fever lost 8-5 when she played. They were a flat 9-9 without her. Attendance decreased. TV viewership declined. A huge 2.5 million people watched an ABC game without Clark on May 17th versus the Chicago Sky. Their 1.5 million hardly touched the surface. The question: how do you manage the patience to recover when you know the league's numbers take a hit without you?
Okay, so viewership and ticket sales are like up across the WNBA, and then and they're also, when you don't play, there's a dip, like a substantial dip. So how do you handle, does it impact your patience? You know what I mean? Like, you're coming back from this injury and you know this, everybody knows this, that when you play that changes.
Yeah.
I guess the better question is, how are you managing it so it doesn't impact your patience?
Clark's response was instructive. She revealed the text message her mother sent following her most recent injury. "You've spent so much time with the others. Now is the time for you to take care of yourself."
I think early on with the first couple injuries, I was like, oh, I need to get back. But I think my mom texted me after this last injury, and they know how hard it's been on me. But my mom was like, you've taken so much time for everybody else. You have to take time for yourself now. So just trying to do that the best I can too.
It was a pivotal moment. She decided to prioritize her health over the league's expectations, the fans' expectations, and even her own competitive tendencies for the first time. However, the moment that truly ignited the internet came next. During her injury, Sue Bird inquired about her sideline coaching. With a sly smile, Clark said the sentence that would be heard 1,000 times. "I'd make a good ref. No call would go unanswered. On the other hand, I think I would be a fantastic referee. As if I wouldn't overlook the call. Backseat referee." It was subtle, incisive, and absolutely destructive to the league's officiating reputation. This wasn't a frustrated rookie raving after a terrible night. On national platforms, this was the WNBA's top ticket seller criticizing the game's legitimacy.
I feel like I would be a really good ref, though, from the side.
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss the call.
Backseat ref.
The reaction was instantaneous. She received supportive messages from players throughout the league. A veteran replied, "You just said out loud what we've been screaming in locker rooms for years." Trending hashtags were "Fix the Whistle" and "Clark was right." Every time a dubious call occurred in another game, fans started tagging her name. Executives were divided at the league office. Others wanted to take her away and advise her to keep her thoughts to herself. Others cautioned that it would just backfire to silence her. All of this had a deeper meaning which intensified the impact of her remarks. When it came to Caitlin Clark, the opposition wasn't merely playing strong defense. They were trapping her on every possession, applying constant full-court pressure, and making far more physical contact than is customary. Compared to her college days, where she had greater safety, the WNBA was an entirely different world. It wasn't arbitrary either. If you watch enough tape, a pattern will show up. She was obviously being worn down by teams, one possession at a time. Clark acknowledged that she had never experienced the amount of beating that caused her injuries. This year, again, quad, groin, quad. All of them serve as a reminder of the physical cost. It also brought up an awkward query. Was this only a game of basketball, or was there a deliberate plot to exhaust the league's top attraction? It wasn't only a game when Clark returned to the court. It was a battle. There was a hum of excitement in the arena. The crowd reacted to each whistle, or lack thereof. Then it took place. She made evident contact and drove hard to the hoop early in the game, but no foul was called. The fans burst into alcohol. Clark's smirk from her suburb interview was captured by cameras as they zoomed in on her face. It was directed specifically at the officials this time. She attempted a three-point shot halfway through the second quarter, but was fouled. The arena exploded as the whistle blew. She looked at the baseline referee, nodded slowly, and mouthed the line that would be the subject of hours of online lip-reading by fans. She narrowly missed a triple-double at the end of the night, which helped the Fever win. However, the box score didn't tell the whole tale. The message contained it. The whistle no longer frightened Caitlin Clark. Days of discussion followed the game. According to some commentators, She had prevailed and gained the officials' respect. Some contended that the league was going above and beyond to demonstrate that they would not be swayed. Former athletes also had their say. She is referred to as courageous for defending the game. Others warning that challenging official power was perilous business. Clark, however, maintained composure amid the spotlight. She only stated, "I just play the game," in her post-game press conference. The remainder can be discussed by the others. What do you think then? Is this a normal aspect of the game, or should the WNBA intervene to safeguard its stars? Leave your comments below. Additionally, if you're still watching, leave a comment with Caitlin Clark's injuries.
There's still hard moments, but like, I don't really care what people say. At the end of the day, like, I'm in a position where there's going to be, criticism, and there's going to be people that love me. Like, that's what happens when you're playing sport at the highest level. Like, that's how it goes for everybody, whether you're a football player, basketball player, baseball player.
Sophie Cunningham isn't simply playing basketball on and off the court. She is stealing the show in the WNBA. Additionally, her ascent to the top has been nothing short of spectacular.
Sophie Cunningham came to the Indiana Fever in the offseason. She's been taking full advantage of every opportunity she's got. An opportunity on the court, balling. An opportunity to protect Caitlin Clark, did that. Off the court, endorsement deals. Off the court, advertisers are falling in love with her. We got Colin Cowherd saying, "Hey, Sophie, you want your own podcast?" Sophie Cunningham says, "Sure, I'll take my own podcast." And what has Sophie Cunningham been doing?
Sophie's journey from a gritty role player to the league's hottest star is making people take notice. And it all began with a few audacious actions that no one anticipated.
Now everybody knows who Sophie Cunningham is. Everybody wants a piece of Sophie Cunningham. Her jersey is the #1 selling jersey in the WNBA. Sold out. Now, why is that significant? I'll tell you. Because her jersey surpassed the all-time woman, Caitlin Clark. The most popular woman ever in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, got her jersey surpassed by Sophie Cunningham.
But here's the big stunner. The stat sheet isn't the point. What makes Sophie Cunningham so memorable is her presence, dominance, and cultural takeover. Please leave Sophie rules in the comments if you're still watching so we know you're following along. How therefore can a player who only scores a few points per game become one of the league's most talked about figures? The solution is a combination of marketing brilliance, attitude, and transformation.
A lot happening here. Sophie needed to get that off of her chest. The referees are treating her like a princess. She might as well be wearing a tiara. It's never really a winning mentality. She's made it clear she's not afraid to get a fine. The one thing that it seems that WNBA players can agree on is the officiating sucks in the WNBA. She knows how to play the game, and her game is translating just nicely to the professional.
And you have to start with Sophie's origins in order to comprehend her takeover, because she has had an absolutely amazing glow-up. Sophie wasn't well known for her eye-catching attire or viral videos when she first joined the league. Grit was what she was known for. She would hit the deck for loose balls, scrape for rebounds, and provide that competitive edge that all coaches adore. However, she has recently drawn attention for a very other purpose. Her style is louder than ever. Her footwork is more precise and her muscles are leaner. Even before she takes the court, you can sense it. It's game over when you see her enter the tube. She's not limited to the WNBA. Every hour she spends there is her own. Yes, exactly. I had to sleep in today,